Tie game. 94 all. 2 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock. The kind of silence that makes your ears ring. The kind that wraps around your throat and squeezes. 63 million people watching worldwide. In sports bars across America. In living rooms in Manila. In apartments in São Paulo. Every breath in the arena. Measured. Every heartbeat syncopated to the game clock. This is the moment careers are built on. The moment legacies are forged. The moment that separates the greats from the legends. The Staples Center. No, crypto, Arena now, though nobody really calls it that, is a pressure cooker. The air thick with anticipation, with sweat, with the electrical charge that only exists when everything is on the line. The Lakers and the Celtics, the two most storied franchises in basketball history, meeting again, always meeting again. Like destiny can't help but bring them back to each other. The shot clock resets. The crowd leans forward as one organism, 20,000 bodies moving in unison, and then the splash. Not a roar, not a whistle, not the sound of a buzzer, or a shoe squeaking, or a coach screaming from the sideline. A splash. Water, spreading across the hardwood like a wound opening, like an oil spill on an ocean. Gatorade bottles, tumbling in slow motion, their orange liquid, mixing with the clear, creating a pool at half court, right there, right in the killing zone, where the next possession will live or die, where Anthony Davis was about to set a screen, where LeBron was about to make his move. The ball boy freezes, 16 years old. Name is Marcus Richardson, first year on the job, earned it through a school program at Crenshaw High, applied 3 times before they accepted him. Told his mother, Denise, who works 2 jobs at Providence St. Joseph Medical Center, that he'd make her proud. Told his little sister Aaliyah that he'd get her a signed jersey, maybe even LeBron's. She has his poster on her wall, worn at the corners from being taken down and put back up every time they move apartments. Marcus is wearing the oversized polo that hangs off his shoulders like he's playing dress-up in his father's closet, navy blue with the Lakers logo embroidered over his heart. The shirt is a men's large. He's a boy's medium, but he wears it anyway, because this is the uniform. This is the dream. Courtside access to the greatest basketball players on the planet. And now he's standing in the middle of an NBA battlefield, with water dripping from his trembling hands. The stupid aluminum tray that was too heavy, that he should have made 2 trips for but didn't because he wanted to be efficient, wanted to impress the senior ball boys who'd been doing this for years. The tray that slipped because his palms were already sweaty from the anxiety of working a nationally televised game. The crowd sees it before the referees do. That collective gasp, that inhale that sounds like wind getting sucked into a vacuum, that sharp intake of breath that happens when something goes terribly irreversibly wrong. 40,000 people realizing simultaneously that the game has stopped but the clock hasn't. The moment stretches. Time does that funny thing. It does. In trauma, where seconds feel like hours, and you can count every heartbeat. Marcus's face drains of color, the blood literally leaving his cheeks, pooling somewhere in his gut, where the nausea is building. His knees lock. That freeze fight, flight, or freeze. And his body has chosen freeze. His eyes go wide like a deer that's just heard the crack of a branch, like prey that knows the predator is coming but can't remember how to run. He looks up. The Jumbotron has found him. Of course it has. The production team always finds the story, the human interest, the drama. His face, 30 feet tall, broadcast to every corner of the arena, to every living room in America, to every bar in Boston, where Celtics fans are watching and celebrating this small disaster. His panic immortalized in 4K resolution, in high-definition humiliation. Someone in the upper deck yells, Section 3-4. A man in a Kobe jersey 3 beers deep. Get off the court. The voice cuts through the silence like a blade, like a gunshot, sharp, cruel, impatient. Another voice joins, Section 2. Then another from a LA team, a chorus of impatience, of frustration, of fans who paid $400 for seats and don't want to watch a kid have a meltdown. The mob mentality that forgets there's a human being inside that oversized polo, that forgets he's somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody who woke up this morning thinking this would be the best day of his life. Marcus's hands move to his sides, helpless, useless. He doesn't know whether to run or clean or disappear into the floor itself, to melt into the hardwood and become part of the court's history. Another story. His heart is hammering so hard he can feel it in his teeth, in his fingertips, can feel the pulse in his neck threatening to burst through his skin. The panic attack is coming. He knows this feeling, had it before, in 8th grade during the history presentation, in the principal's office, when they called his mom because he got into a fight defending his sister. But this is different. This is national television. This is millions of witnesses. The referees are conferring. Tony Brothers and Scott Foster, two of the most experienced refs in the league, pointing, gesturing. One of them waves toward the bench with that universal gesture of controlled chaos. The arena staff scrambles. Yellow caution signs emerging from beneath the scorer's table, mops, towels. The emergency kit they use when players bleed on the court, but they're on the other side of the court. Near the Lakers bench, Marcus is alone in the spotlight with 40,000 eyes burning holes through him, with millions more watching through screens, with his face frozen on the jumbotron in an expression of pure, undiluted terror. The play-by-play announcer tries to fill the silence, makes a joke about Butterfingers, about the pressure getting to everyone. The color commentator, a former player who once airballed a free throw in the finals, tries to defend him, says everyone makes mistakes, but their words are just noise, background chatter, that doesn't reach Marcus in his bubble of shame, and that's when the temperature in the building changes. LeBron James is standing at the three-point line, hands on his hips, chest rising and falling with that controlled breathing of a man who's played 42 minutes and has 8 more to go. His jersey clings to him like a second skin, purple and gold soaked through with sweat. Number 23, the number that once belonged to the greatest of all time, the number he carried from Cleveland to Miami, to Cleveland again, to Los Angeles. Sweat drips from his beard onto the court, each drop a small explosion on the hardwood. His headband is soaked, his compression sleeve on his right arm glistening under the arena lights. He's 39 years old, in his 21st season, has played more NBA minutes than anyone except Kareem. His body is a testament to obsession, to spending over $1.5 million annually on his body. Cryotherapy, hyperbaric chambers, personal chefs, trainers, the temple that refuses to age. He sees Marcus, not the spill, not the water spreading across the court, not the disruption to the game. Marcus, the way the kid's shoulders have curled inward, the way his breathing has gone shallow and rapid, the way his eyes are darting like he's looking for an exit that doesn't exist, the way he's trying to make himself smaller, invisible, the posture of someone who wants to cease existing. LeBron has seen that look before, in locker rooms, in hotel lobbies, in the faces of teammates who just missed the game-winning shot, in the mirror when he was 17 years old at Vincent St. Mary High School carrying the weight of Akron on his back, when Sports Illustrated put him on the cover with the headline, "The Chosen One," and every gym he walked into had people waiting for him to fail. He remembers what it felt like to be young and exposed, to have the world watching and waiting for you to collapse. He starts walking, not jogging, not running, walking, each step deliberate, purposeful, the squeak of his sneakers on the dry court echoing through the arena's artificial silence. Nike LeBron 21s, custom purple and gold colorway. The sound they make is distinctive, a rhythm that every Lakers fan knows, the sound of their leader moving. 39 years old, 21 seasons, 4 championships, 4 MVPs, all-time leading scorer, but in this moment, he's not thinking about any of that, not thinking about the tie game, not thinking about the Celtics' defense, not thinking about the 2 minutes and change that remain. He's thinking about the 16-year-old who just became the most hated person in the building. The cameras follow him, of course they do. LeBron James doesn't walk across the court during a stoppage for no reason. Every movement he makes is news. The broadcast team goes silent. Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy, who've been filling air for 3 hours, suddenly have nothing to say, because they can feel it too. That gravitational pull that happens when greatness decides to act. The other Lakers players watch. Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves. They're supposed to be huddling, supposed to be discussing defensive assignments, but they're frozen too, watching their leader move toward the kid. The Celtics bench notices. Jason Tatum, nudges. Jaylen Brown, points. Even the opponents can feel something significant is happening. Marcus doesn't see him coming at first. He's staring at the water, at the evidence of his catastrophic failure spreading across the court like an accusation, like proof of his inadequacy. His hands are still shaking. One of the arena staff members, an older man named Jerome who's worked for the Lakers since the Forum days, is running toward him with towels. But Jerome is 62 years old and his knees don't move like they used to. He's too far away. Everything is too far away. Marcus can feel the weight of the stairs, can feel the judgment radiating from every direction. His throat is closing. The tears are coming and he can't stop them. And that makes it worse, because now he's going to cry on national television. Now he's going to be the crying ball boy who ruined the game, the meme, the viral moment, the cautionary tale. And then, a shadow falls over him, not metaphorical, literal, a shadow that blocks out the arena lights, that creates a pocket of shade in the middle of the bright court. LeBron's hand lands on Marcus's shoulder, not a pat, not a grip, not the casual touch of someone passing by, a hand, firm, steady, grounded, the kind of touch that says I'm here, you're not alone, I see you. The weight of it, not just physical but spiritual, settles something in Marcus's chest. The kid flinches, not from fear but from surprise, from the shock of contact when you're expecting none. He looks up, and there he is, the king, the man whose face is on murals, in 7 countries, the man who's scored more points than anyone in the history of the game, the man who brought a championship to Cleveland after 52 years of drought, the man who built a school for at-risk kids, the man who's been famous since he was 15 years old, looking at him like he mattered. LeBron's face is serious, not angry, not disappointed, serious, in the way a father looks at a son who's just learned a hard lesson, his eyes brown, intense, surrounded by the wrinkles that come from 2 decades of squinting at basket rims, lock onto Marcus, and in that look, there's no judgment, no frustration, just presence. LeBron doesn't speak immediately, he just stands there. His presence alone creates a bubble around them, a sanctuary in the middle of chaos. The jeering from the crowd doesn't stop, but it somehow doesn't reach them anymore. It's just noise now, background static, like rain on a roof when you're safe inside. Marcus's eyes well up, not with tears, not yet, but with that pressure behind the eyes that comes right before the dam breaks, that burning sensation, that tightness in the sinuses. His lip trembles. He tries to say something, maybe an apology, maybe an explanation, maybe just I'm sorry, but LeBron's hand squeezes his shoulder once, gentle, certain. The message is clear, not yet, breathe first, and Marcus does, breathe, pulls in air through his nose, lets it out through his mouth, the way his mom taught him when the panic attack started after his dad left, in through the nose, out through the mouth. You're okay, you're safe, you're here. LeBron kneels down, the king of the court, dropping to one knee. The cameras capture it, the Jumbotron displays it. 40,000 people watching a man who makes $48 million a year kneel beside a ball boy who makes $15 an hour. He picks up one of the fallen Gatorade bottles, orange, cool blue flavor, the logo facing up, hands it to Marcus. Their eyes meet, and in that exchange, something transfers, not words, not advice, something deeper, some ancient knowledge that can only be passed through experience, the understanding that mistakes don't define you, that everyone spills something, that the only thing that matters is what you do in the seconds after, whether you stay down or you get up, whether you let the shame consume you or you let someone help you carry it. The arena staff arrives with mops and towels. Jerome makes it first, breathing hard. 2 younger staff members behind him. They see LeBron kneeling, and they hesitate, not sure what the protocol is, not sure if they're supposed to interrupt. LeBron helps, picks up another bottle, grabs a towel from Jerome's hand, gets on his hands and knees, both knees now, and starts soaking up Gatorade. The king of the court, on the floor, clean, his hands that have held championship trophies, hands that have signed max contracts, hands that have been photographed a million times pressing white towels into orange liquid. He doesn't have to. His teammates are behind him, ready to huddle and strategize. Anthony Davis is calling his name. Coach Darvin Ham is gesturing from the sideline. The Celtics are in their huddle, drawing up plays, but LeBron stays. Marcus watches for half a second, then joins him. The kid's hands have stopped shaking. He's moving now with purpose.
mopping, cleaning, working alongside LeBron James, like they're partners in a janitorial service, like this is normal, like kings kneel beside commoners all the time. They work in silence for 30 seconds, maybe 40. The only sounds are the squeaking of towels on wet floor, the murmur of the crowd, the distant sound of the game clock, mercifully paused. LeBron glances at Marcus while they work, sees the concentration on the kid's face, the way he's attacking the spill now, the way the shame has transformed into determination. This is how healing happens, not through words, but through action, through someone showing you that the mistake isn't the end, that you can clean it up, that you're capable. The cameras capture it all, every angle, the overhead shot showing two figures working side by side, the close-up of their hands moving in tandem, the wide shot of the entire arena watching this unfold, and the crowd begins to change. First it's a single clap. Section 1, 7, a woman in a Pau Gasol jersey. She starts clapping, slow, deliberate, the sound echoing in the massive space. Then, another section, a man with his young son on his lap. The boy may be 8 years old, asks his father why they're clapping. The father doesn't answer, just claps, teaching his son through action what grace looks like. Then a scattered applause that builds like thunder rolling in from a distance, like a storm gathering strength, row by row, section by section, the wave of sound growing, 40,000 hands coming together. By the time Marcus stands up, towels bundled in his arms, water dripping from his polo, the entire arena is on its feet. Every single person, the 15-yard nosebleed seats, and the $2,000 courtside seats, the Celtics fans in green, and the Lakers fans in gold, the vendors selling 18 beers and the security guards stationed at the exits, even the Celtics bench, even their coach Joe Mazzulla, who should be focused on winning, is on his feet clapping. 40,000 people applauding, not for the game, not for a three-pointer or a dunk, or a block, for a 16-year-old ball boy who spilled water and a 39-year-old legend, who reminded everyone what humanity looks like. The sound is deafening, overwhelming. Marcus looks around, confused at first, not understanding. His brain can't process the 30 seconds ago they were yelling at him, now they're cheering. LeBron stands, wipes his hands on his jersey, leaves wet handprints on the purple fabric, looks at Marcus one more time. The kid is crying now, not from shame, but from something else, from gratitude, from disbelief, from the overwhelming emotion of being seen. And LeBron says something. The microphones don't catch it. The cameras can't read his lips from that angle. The broadcast team tries to speculate later. Lip readers on Twitter will debate it for days. But Marcus hears, his eyes go wide again, not with fear this time, but with something else. Recognition, understanding, gratitude, the knowledge that he just received something more valuable than any signed jersey. Later, when reporters ask Marcus what LeBron said, he'll smile and shake his head. That's between me and him. Some things are too sacred to share. Some moments belong only to the people who lived them. LeBron jogs back to his team. The crowd is still roaring, still clapping. He raises his hand in acknowledgement, not taking credit, just acknowledge. The referees blow the whistle. The game resumes. 94 all, 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. The Celtics inbound. Derek White brings it up. The crowd settles back into game mode. The energy different now, elevated, charged with something beyond competition, with the reminder that there are things more important than winning. Lakers defense sets. LeBron guards Tatum on the wing. They've been battling all night, trading buckets, talking trash. The rivalry renewed, but even Tatum nods at LeBron as they square up. A small acknowledged respect between warriors. Celtics run their play. Screen action. White drives, kicks to Brown in the corner. Brown shoots, misses. Anthony Davis grabs the rebound. Outlets to LeBron. The King takes off, pushing the pace. 79 feet from basket to basket. His legs shouldn't have this much left. Not at 39. Not after 42 minutes. But he finds it anyway. Finds that extra gear. That place beyond exhaustion where legends live. Marcus is watching from the baseline, standing with the other ball boy Tommy, who's been doing this for 3 years, Sarah, who's a college student working her way through UCLA. They're both looking at Marcus differently now, not as the screw-up, as the kid LeBron James stopped a game for. LeBron crosses half-court. Tatum, trying to get back. White cutting over, but LeBron has a step, has the angle. He rises at the free throw line. Classic. LeBron, the freight train drive, the power combined with grace. He elevates through contact from Tatum. The ball leaves his hand as he's fouled. The arc perfect. The rotation tight. Splash. Bottom of the net. The arena explodes. 96-94. And 1. LeBron lands, flexes, roars. That primal scream that comes from somewhere deep. He pounds his chest, points to the crowd. The energy is chaos now. Beautiful chaos. He walks to the free throw line. The crowd chanting, MV, even though he probably won't win it this year. Even though the young guys are faster now. The crowd doesn't care. In this building, in this moment, he's still the king. But as he prepares for his free throw, as he goes through his routine, 3 dribbles, spin the ball, breathe, shoot, he glances toward the baseline. Marcus is there, standing tall now, no longer frozen, no longer drowning, standing with his shoulders back, learning what it means to be more than your worst moment, learning that greatness isn't just about making shots, it's about seeing people. LeBron sinks the free throw. 97-94. 2 minutes left. The game continues. Epic. Back and forth. The kind of playoff intensity basketball that these two franchises always produce. Brown hits a 3. Russell answers. Tatum drives. Davis blocks it. Clock ticking down. Final possession. Lakers up by 3. 101-98. Celtics have the ball. Timeout. 23 seconds left. The arena on edge. Coming out of the timeout, the Celtics run their set. Screen for Tatum. He gets free. Shoots the 3 to tie. The ball spinning through the air. The crowd holding its breath. Front rim. Bounces up. Back rim. Bounces up again. Rattles out. Rebound LeBron. He's fouled immediately. Goes to the line with 3.4 seconds left. Chance to ice it. First free throw. Good. 102-98. Second free throw. Good. 103-98. Game over. Lakers win. The final buzzer sounds. Lakers win by 5. 103-98. The team celebrates. Not wildly. It's November. Still early in the season, but with satisfaction. A good win against a great team. LeBron finishes with 36 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. The post-game interviews focus on his clutch performance, on his leadership, on his 21st season, looking like his 10th. He answers every question with that practiced humility, that media-trained grace. I just tried to stay aggressive, he tells Rachel Nichols.
My teammates found me in good positions. AD was dominant on the glass. It's a team win. They ask him about the moment with the ball boy. Of course they do. It's already trending on Twitter. Already being chopped into clips for Instagram, already being analyzed on ESPN. That kid was having a tough moment, LeBron says, choosing his words carefully. We've all been there. I just wanted him to know he wasn't alone. But that's all he says. He doesn't elaborate, doesn't make it about himself, just acknowledges it, and moves on. Because for him it wasn't a moment to capitalize on. It wasn't content. It was just human decency. The reporters try to dig deeper. Ask if it affected his focus. Ask if he was thinking about his own kids. Bronny, Bryce, Jury. Ask what he said to Marcus. LeBron just smiled. That's between me and him. But when he's walking off the court, towel draped over his head, body aching from another war, he stops. Marcus is waiting near the tunnel, holding something. A basketball, not a game ball, a practice ball, from the rack. He's nervous again, but different this time. Hopeful nervous, rather than terrified nervous. LeBron doesn't ask questions. He just takes the Sharpie the kid offers and signs it. Not just his name, he writes something else. Takes his time. His signature, that looping LeBron James, that's worth thousands of dollars on the memorabilia market. But then 4 more words underneath. Pressure makes diamonds. LBJ. The ball that Marcus will keep for the rest of his life. That he'll show his own kids someday. That will sit on a shelf in his first apartment, then his first house, then get passed down to Aaliyah when he goes to college. The ball that represents more than an autograph, represents a moment when the world was caving in, and someone stopped it from collapsing. Marcus's eyes go glassy again. He tries to say thank you, but his voice cracks. LeBron nods, pats his shoulder one more time, then disappears into the tunnel, into the locker room where champagne isn't popping, because it's November, but where his teammates are laughing and his phone is blowing up, and his body is screaming for ice baths and massage guns. The cameras don't catch the exchange with Marcus. The reporters don't see. It's just between them, a king and a kid, a moment that won't make the highlight reel, but will live in Marcus's memory longer than any dunk or three-pointer ever could, because that's the thing about LeBron James. The points are remarkable, 40,000 and counting, the most in NBA history. The championships are historic, 4 rings with 3 different franchises. The longevity is unprecedented, year 21 and still dominant, still elite, still the best player on most nights. But the legacy, the real legacy, lives in these small moments, in the times he didn't have to stop, but chose to, in the times he saw someone drowning and threw them a rope, without thinking about what it would cost him, without calculating the optics or the narrative or the brand impact. 16 years old, oversized polo, spilled water on the could have been a disaster, could have been a viral moment for all the wrong reasons, could have been the story that Marcus told his therapist 20 years later about the time he humiliated himself in front of millions, about how the crowd jeered and nobody helped, and he learned that when you fail publicly, you fail alone. Instead it became something else. The night LeBron James taught a ballboy and everyone watching that grace under pressure isn't just about making shots, it's about seeing people. 3 weeks later, Marcus Richardson is still a ballboy for the Lakers, still wearing the oversized polo, still nervous before every game, but different now, carrying himself different. When the other ballboys tell the story, and they tell it often, with Marcus's permission, they talk about how he never dropped another tray, how he became the most reliable one there, how he started mentoring new kids when they joined. The video of LeBron kneeling with Marcus goes viral, gets 47 million views on Twitter, gets featured on Good Morning America, gets broken down by sports psychologists and leadership experts, and motivational speakers, gets turned into motivational posters, gets cited in business school classes, about servant leadership, but Marcus doesn't watch, doesn't need to. He was there, he lived it. He knows what it felt like when the king's hand landed on his shoulder, when the weight of the world was lifted, when someone showed him that mistakes are just moments, not monuments. His mother Denise frames a screenshot, Marcus and LeBron on their knees, side by side cleaning. She hangs it in their living room, above the couch, where everyone can see it. When people ask about it, she tells them that's her son, that's her baby, learning from the best. Aaliyah gets her signed jersey eventually, not from Marcus's connection, from a contest the Lakers run. She wears it to school, tells everyone her brother works for the team, her brother knows LeBron, her brother is important. And Marcus, he keeps the basketball on his nightstand, looks at it every morning when he wakes up, every night before he sleeps. Pressure makes diamonds. He's still just a kid, still makes mistakes, still has anxiety before big moments. But he's learning that the pressure doesn't have to break you, that sometimes when you're at your lowest someone will kneel beside you, will show you that greatness isn't about being perfect, it's about being present, in a world that tells you to keep your head down and avoid mistakes. LeBron James showed Marcus and all of us something different, that the court is just wood, the game is just a game, but how you treat people when the lights are brightest, when the cameras are rolling, when it would be easier to walk away, that's forever, more than an athlete, more than a king, a reminder that legends aren't just built on what you do with the ball, but on what you do when someone drops it. The scoreboard will forget the final score, the record books will show another win in the Lakers column, another 30-point game for LeBron James, another entry in the endless catalogue of his greatness, but Marcus Richardson will remember, will carry it with him, will tell his children and his grandchildren about the night he spilled water, and the world stopped spinning, and LeBron James taught him what it means to be human, and maybe that's the real championship, the one that doesn't come with a parade or a ring ceremony, the one that happens in quiet moments, in small gestures, in the space between one heartbeat and the next, where someone chooses kindness over convenience. Maybe that's what immortality looks like, not a statue outside an arena, not a jersey hanging in the raft, but a 16-year-old kid who learned that when you fall, someone might just kneel down beside you and help you clean up the mess.